Oops.
Yep.
We're not. Oh,
go
man,
a lot of
I wanna go
places.
there so
We're
bad.
No
not
politics.
going there.
I want to go there so
We're
bad
not
with you
touching
right
it.
now.
No, sir. We are not touching it. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast, episode number
We do or
154, where we do
or do
not
not
discuss politics, religion,
discuss
or anything of the sort. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should be, because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. This podcast is uncensored and apolitical.
Hey, what?
Apolitical.
Apolitical is the term I'm looking for.
I think it is.
Lift Heavy Run Long has an app. We want you to be on it. For $3.99, you can be part of that app. With that app, you will have access to the greatest endurance trainer in the world, Ms. Valerie Hunt of RunRx.fit. And she will be delivering to your calendar on the app 3 bodyweight exercises every week, 4 daily WODs, and 4 barbell strength exercises. For $9.99, you can have access to all the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer, everything from 5K programs to 100-mile programs to Spartan races to triathlons.
Yeah.
The goal of Lift Heavy Run Long is to bring fitness to as many people as possible, as inexpensively as possible. So if you or someone you know does not have $3.99 a month, but you think that fitness will enhance the quality of your life, please email me at wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. We'll be more than happy to add you to the app free of charge. Before I get any further, I'm going to take care of all the areas of business because we've got a great show, and I can't wait to get on it. The Chris Hope 5K is coming up Saturday, October 5th, 2019. It sounds like it's a long ways away, but it's not. It's coming quick. Go to chrishopefoundation.org, sign up. You can either come to the race and be part of it, or you can join the LHRL team and be part of the virtual race. The Big Hill Pond Walking Tall 25K and 50K is a couple weeks after that, October 19th, 2019, www.walkingtall50k.com. Vaughn will be there. Amanda will be there. Thirsty will be there. I will be there. Vaughn and Amanda. And are you running it, Thirsty?
Big
Hill Pond?
He's not even paying attention.
No. I'm sorry. No, I will not be here.
Well, Vaughn and Amanda will be running the greatest aid station in the history of the world.
The aid station, yes.
So come do that.
I'm sorry. I did get distracted for a second looking at links for
Are
today's
y'all
show
gonna
because I was trying to figure out what.
No,
No.
We'll camp in a hotel room.
In the
like we
hotel.
did last year.
Like we plug our CPAP in.
We roughed it last year.
Okay. Man, I loved camping last year, even though it
Holy
poured.
crap! Last year was so miserable.
Oh, it was crazy. But
I've just never been as miserable as I was last year. It was.
You were
Well,
not a happy camper. I'm killing it tonight.
Dude,
I'm on fire.
That's a
already.
dad joke.
You are on fire.
I am on
Terrible
fire.
dad joke.
To my right, the lovely Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, jacked and tan.
Hello.
How are you?
I am tired.
What's new?
I'm jacked and tired.
Jacked and tired. What's new besides being tired? We know that you're tired. You're always tired.
Brookins program.
You got to come with something better than tired.
Still working the Brookins program.
Okay, that's something.
Lost a couple more pounds.
All right.
Gained some
You're
more muscle.
crushing
Looking even better naked.
Crushing it. Yeah, I look better naked.
There you go.
I really do.
I wouldn't
Makes
know
me
that.
feel better.
I don't know how he knows that.
It was a question. It wasn't a statement. It was a question.
And one of these days, every year I get a little closer. Almost there.
Listen,
The Reverend Von Rawls.
here I am.
How are you, sir?
I am sitting right here better than I have ever been.
You think so? I believe that.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't know, but, man, I am
You had a
open.
good day today, right?
I have better days every day.
Nice.
So, I don't know. like what it is, but here I am. I'll just show up every day and just be here.
You know
I think
what?
that the Dalai Lama feels the same way.
Showing,
And I think there's
showing up
something to be
is an
said for that.
important part of living life.
It's everything.
Well,
Seriously.
I think that's just it. You know, show up and add value. You know, like what can I do to make you guys better? That's what I'm about.
I love it.
Right now. You know. So
The best looking cameraman in the business. Big thirsty Brian Swanson.
What's up, dude?
Back on it. It's week 2. You're on a
2
streak.
weeks in a row.
You're on a streak. I saw you at a CrossFit gym.
You didn't see me at a CrossFit gym. You saw that I was at a CrossFit gym.
I saw a picture of you at a CrossFit gym, and
I
it
was
looked
worried
pretty
you
real.
weren't going to come back.
Was it photoshopped or was it real?
I think it was pretty real.
Okay.
It looked pretty real.
Where'd you go?
I showed up Tuesday morning to OBCF.
Okay.
I took the picture because I was coaching.
I missed
Okay.
it. I guess I went on Facebook that day.
Yup.
Sorry.
I wouldn't really
Congrats.
say you've been missing it, Bob.
So you've been running, been CrossFitting.
I have run a couple times this week. I've CrossFit once this week.
You're in the game.
It feels that way, you know, and it's funny. I was just having this conversation with somebody a couple days ago. Like Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday is basically running, CrossFit, and I'm down like 7 pounds.
Yeah.
Guys suck. Why do you guys drop stuff so quickly? It's not fair.
I agree. I won't even argue for a second. And you
It's
would
like I
think,
attack you. You suck.
you would think that would motivate me to like do some shit and
No.
get out there, and
It doesn't work.
it's not like it's like, oh, that's awesome that I lost that weight, man, I should keep this going, but like it's not like inspiring me to go run every day or any of that kind of stuff.
No.
I am consistently running on the weekend once a week. I am doing that consistently. Like we're 4 or 5 weeks into running every Saturday or Sunday.
Good.
So that's a habit that is forming again.
Do you think that it has anything to do with having a girlfriend? Like,
No.
Are you
Yes.
like,
Please.
are
You're
you-
going to
are you
sit
like-
there
are you like,
and with a
I
straight
got-
and look surprised.
I got
You're
a
going to
girl-
look at me with a look of shock on
I
your
got a
face
girlfriend,
that I would
but
even say
I don't-
that.
I don't give a fuck.
I wasn't
now.
running before I had a girlfriend.
Eat pizza.
You got a girlfriend, and
I wasn't
that's
training
what
before I had a
happens.
girlfriend.
That is what happens in life.
I think that's true. Like,
Yes.
when
it's
I'm
true.
happy, I get fat.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I will
It's like-
definitely admit that I'm on the fat and happy diet, but let's not throw running and CrossFit
No,
into it.
I'm
I wasn't
just asking
CrossFitting
the
and I
question.
wasn't running, but other than the races, which is exactly pretty much what I'm doing now,
A lot of races.
and I was doing
A lot of
races.
races.
I was doing,
You're not getting out of this one. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you know what? You're right.
You're right.
You're right. Not on this one.
I'll stop arguing.
Let's talk about you were saying when you lose weight and how the motivation just doesn't work. My train of thought is I gain weight. I'm like, well, screw it. Now I'm depressed, so I'm just going to gain more weight. Or maybe I stay at the same place. And I'm like, well, that's too hard to lose weight, so I'm not going to try to lose weight. Or I lose 4 pounds. It's like, well, that means I got 3 pounds I can eat like right now.
And still be down.
So it
Do
just,
you-
it can't
Do
happen.
you think about losing weight? I'm curious about that. Like,
Yeah, all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
a constant struggle.
I am heavier than where I want to be right now. And so, yes, it is a constant struggle. It is something I constantly think about, but I'm unmotivated to do anything about it.
I have spent less bandwidth in the past year worrying about losing weight than I ever have in my life. I felt as good about, where I am and the direction that I'm going and my strength
well,
and all that.
That's awesome.
And it is.
I feel like you've always been like okay with who you are. You know what I mean? Like
No.
we've had some text messages or whatever about like mindset and stuff like that. Like I always feel like you're like I don't give a shit about if I'm fat or skinny.
But that doesn't mean
you always
that's the
seem like you're okay with yourself.
That's the attitude he has to the world. I don't think that's his internal dialogue.
Very true.
Well,
I
don't
go
see it that
up and
way.
down.
I see it where you're like super okay with yourself.
I'm going to start being okay with myself.
Yeah.
I would like to. Now, Amanda and I were discussing that just a couple weeks ago. Like, how much easier would all of this life be if everybody just decided like,
I'm a
I
rock
look
star.
good.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck yeah.
you know, I mean, how many other people do you really think walk away as like, ooh, Vaughn's over, I would like Vaughn more if he was more muscular.
If he was,
Or I would
not
like
so
Wilson
fat.
more if he wasn't, you know, so fat and hungry all the time.
Isn't that awesome? Like that's the whole thing. Like it's
It could all
in
go
your
away.
mind.
Yeah.
It's all in your brain.
It
It's
could
like
be a
it's
decision
all
away.
in your mind.
Absolutely. At any point in time that you want to make that decision, I don't know how to do it though, because I'll be like, yep, I'm there. I'm on that spiritual mountain. And then something will happen and I'm like, yeah, I'm so sad.
I don't know. Do you
And see,
think you
I-
have to go run a marathon or something to prove that to other people or something? Or does it even matter what other people think?
I just think it takes work. I mean, I think that regardless of, we're all working in some direction towards something and we can't really pinpoint what it is. So we're all doing our own different thing, and our quest to be better and be more spiritual, then we wind up looking at what other people are doing and criticizing that instead of appreciating what we do.
It's so hard to not compare yourself to others.
It is.
I've worked on that lately, just staying in my lane, and it's helped a lot. I think, just going in the gym and going to the corner and doing my program by myself instead of working out with everybody else and constantly comparing myself to what rep I'm on versus whoever, and well, she's skinnier, and
Does it feel good?
yeah, I do. I feel great.
I love it.
It feels
I
nice to not
love-
worry about what everybody else is thinking, and it feels nice to look in the mirror and I like the changes I'm seeing. I'm not dropping weight per se, but I'm gaining the muscle in place of the weight and
You're
having all
Jack
those
and
measurements.
Dan, so
I was going to say there's that. Like, you're also really fucking fine and really strong and all that. So I mean, that's got to help, but it doesn't necessarily help people.
I always got a lot out of going to the gym, like you were saying, Amanda, going and doing your own thing. Like, it always made me feel like a rock star. Like, when I would go to CrossFit Memphis, I'd walk in and everybody's doing the CrossFit class, and I was like, yeah, y'all go do your class? I'm going to do my thing over here. Yeah, I'm deadlifting. What are y'all doing? Y'all doing Fran? I'm going to do a Fran today. I'm doing this thing that Mike Bledsoe programmed for me. So
I'm
y'all-
over here being mysterious V.
exactly what I was doing. And that made me feel really good, I was like, man, here I go on my own thing.
Yeah.
And see, taking this out of the context of working out, that's what I've been working on lately is, generally speaking, caring less about what people think and just living my life the way
I agree.
like
I
it's
think,
best for me.
I think I'm doing the same thing, like
And-
When you posted the other day about, do you take care of your mental health as much as you do your physical health? Like and I said, no, I don't, but the gym is part of my mental health, but I don't, focus enough on meditation or breathing or,
right.
church. I do church and stuff. And like ever since then, I kind of thought about it. And I think that going out by myself and doing that and like learning to accept myself and, not being reliant on the classes and watching other people and comparing myself and everything.
Well,
has helped.
you said accept yourself. That's even more than taking time to breathe and be mental. Like, accepting yourself is a huge thing. Like, here I am.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah, he knows I've struggled with that here lately.
And that's
Man,
one of those
that's-
things,
that's
they always talk
badass.
about you reap what you sow, right? Like, and if you love yourself, it's easier for others to love you. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Like you, love you, be around you, tolerate you, whatever term you want to apply to that. But I think that's an important thing. And
But it can be a
That's what I've
hard
been
thing to
working on.
do.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing to do. If you get over that, then what else you got to really worry about other than, like just dropping dead of something.
Right.
Everything else is pretty well taken care of.
absolutely true.
Y'all know who Seth Godin is?
Yep.
Yes.
Marketing expert.
I read his blog just about every day. He's about the only blog that
I've
read.
lost track of him. He's one of the first blogs that I ever followed.
Every day he writes.
I believe it.
And every day he writes something.
Have you read any of his books?
I have not.
His books are amazing.
He's the most direct to the point. He can say so much in 30 words. But to the point about what other people think of you. The other day he wrote one about Babe Ruth getting into the Hall of Fame, and he said that he got 30 votes against him to go to the Hall of Fame. He said, so Babe Ruth was Babe Ruth, and people were saying that he wasn't good enough. So you're always going to have people saying,
Right.
If Babe Ruth is going to have people in the baseball field say that he can't cut it, then you, for damn sure, are going to have people that say he can't cut it.
True story. But hey, we're all good enough.
That's right. Where's my mirror? We need mirrors in here.
And doggone it, people like that.
We're going to keep on the path of where we're going right now, because what I want to hear from each of y'all, I want to hear a victory that you had this week.
I'm going to go back to my running. First 5K of the Road Race Series on Saturday. I expected to run between 32 and 35 minutes and finished under 29 minutes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I surprised myself. I mean, it was definitely a digging deep. It was hard. It was painful in the moment of it, but I didn't give up. So Dan Wolford pulled me through at the end. I did start walking at one point, and he came by me about 30 seconds later, and he's like, "Come on, thirsty." Like,
that man's straight up handling his business.
Oh my
The wolf is on fire.
He's a
Yep.
beast.
Yep.
And so
Yeah.
he pulled me along. I tied imaginary rope onto him for a minute. Got up the last couple of little bumps in the road and finished strong. So I was happy.
Very good.
Good.
Rev, talk to me.
My thing is I wore this shirt to work today
Okay.
and these shorts.
Did you?
It's weird to me when like people go like, "What is lift heavy, run long?" Like, what is your thing? And I've always been like, I just want to
Do
go
you
to
live
work.
under a rock?
I just want,
How do you
yeah,
not
I
know
just
what
want to
this
go
is?
to like work and go to my desk and not have anyone
Not interact with
bother
anyone
me.
ever.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, if I could do that, that'd be awesome. But you can't do that. Yeah. But I've always thought, man, I'm gonna wear a LHRL T-shirt to work one day, and then today I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear my T-shirt because we had agency day, which I work at an ad agency, so it was a thing where we had fun all day long or whatever. And I was like, I'm just gonna wear my shirt to work. I don't give a fuck.
Anybody ask you about
You
it?
know? No. They didn't. Nobody
Zero
said
fucks to give.
Yeah, like here I am.
Well,
with
what
my
were you
shirt on.
concerned was going to, did you think that people were going to say, man, that's a stupid shirt?
They're
Well,
gonna
it's
ask him,
weird
well, what's that
because
mean?
It's like, what is lift heavy, run long? I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's always been a problem
well,
for me.
Here's the thing: I got a company, I got a podcast, we got an app,
We got a big community.
a blog, we got all this Facebook stuff that's large, it's worldwide, you know? Like, all these things I could say about it, you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want you to ask me about it.
Well, it really is to have. It's nice to have something concrete that we are doing. You know, for a while it was I hope nobody asks about
What
this
would you
because
say
I don't know.
that you do here?
It was that. I mean, it was like, I don't know. You know, we're kind of like, we hang out in my garage and
Well, let's put
we
all
still
that
do
aside.
that.
Well, let's put all that aside. It is a thing
yeah,
now.
it is.
Now
Yeah,
it's like
cool.
a huge thing. And like today, I put my shirt on and I was like, ask me about it. If you don't already know about it, I'm kind of like, what's wrong with you? You know, if that makes any sense at all.
It does. Amanda, give me your victory.
My victory is I am sticking with my program and doing all my days that I'm supposed to.
You sure are doing that. Proud
And I
of
even
you.
did it the other night and didn't get home till 10:30 because I had to go late and do a workout.
Is that mentally getting any easier?
Yes.
Like because you're driven and you're focused.
Well, I'm normally not driven, so that's,
no,
that
I know,
in itself.
but with every additional day that you follow the program and do the thing you're supposed to do, does it get easier the next time you don't want to do it to go do it because you're
Because I'm
you're
doing
so
it.
far into it?
Yeah, I'm so far
That's
into
awesome.
it, and I'm seeing the results, and I'm getting way stronger.
How
a
far
short period of
into it
time.
are you?
I am in the middle of week 3,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And just like I'm squat snatching 100 pounds over my head, and it's no problem, and it's fun.
It's good.
To realize, like,
How long?
I'll write my stuff on the board. I'm like, I can't do that weight because I take percentages of your maxes and all that stuff. And I was like, there's no way I can do that. And then I'm like throwing weight around. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Is it like 72.75% of your 1 rep max?
Has to be if it's working.
How long?
Even worse.
How long do your workouts take when you go to the gym?
An hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, almost 2 hours.
And
Yes,
so how
which
much
is a
how
lot
much
for
rest
me.
time is there in that?
It depends. Like some of it's 45 seconds, a lot of it's 90 seconds and
But I
75
mean, it's multiple.
seconds.
It's multiple workouts.
Yeah,
right?
I've got supersets and stuff. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a bunch of weight training before I
love
even
it.
get to a WOD. A lot of weight training.
I think I love the superset.
At least an hour weight training before I get to the WOD.
Like if someone says superset, I'm like, yes, I want to do that now. I want to do bodybuilding.
You posted a workout the other day that looked like some supersetting.
Well, I got Steven Mathis coaching me now.
He's a rock star.
yeah, he is.
And he is a damn rock star.
Have we had him on here?
We need to bring him back
Yeah.
on here because he's like the man.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're doing that Brooke Ends thing? That's a lot of bodybuilding stuff. And he's like, let me take a look at that program. I'll help you out. I'm like, okay.
Well, let me tell you a story. Can I tell a story?
Yeah, man. It's your podcast.
You got the evil eye over there. So,
He just wore.
He has a resting bitch.
so I went to class.
You don't read me worth a shit, by the way.
I don't. But fair enough. Raise my hands. I'm guilty. But I went to
Or tell
class.
your damn story.
I went to class with Steven.
We're about to move on.
Steven was the coach. And, I can't press over my head. Like, I can press over my head, not with the weight. Once weight goes and I jerk, it hurts in my shoulder for some reason.
He's awesome for mobility stuff.
Yeah. Oh, my God, he's awesome. So he goes, so I was telling somebody was standing there, and I was going, it hurts when I go like this, And Steven walked over, and he goes, hey, man, I saw that you were telling him that it hurts when you go like this, but your head was up, looking upwards. Try doing it with your head down, tucked with your chin. And I was like, boom. And I didn't have the pain anymore. And I was like, damn. That's awesome. Like you're like
a mad scientist.
He's like a mad
Steven
scientist.
Mathis is one of the few people that I know that needs to be doing what he does full time.
Yes, for sure.
Right. I hate that he only has one class
Oh yeah.
or two classes on Friday.
I mean, he's passionate about it. He's engaged. Every
yes,
time
for sure.
that you
He's
come to
constantly
him
learning.
and you have a question, or
doesn't-
if you just cross his path and he sees you walking, then he has input and it's solid, and he is engaged in what you're doing. He's
But-
very, very good.
Yes. After that conversation, he sent me a whole program to start training under. He was like, sent me a spreadsheet and goes, you should do this. And I was like, that looks awesome. I'll do that. And so now I have a training program from him that he came up with that I'm now working on. And I'm like, I sent him a text last night and I was like, man, it was a hell of a workout yesterday. If this text bothers you, just let me know. I won't ask you any more questions. He was like, dude, you can ask me as many questions
Yeah.
as you want.
He
yeah,
loves it.
he's great.
He loves it.
Yeah, he had me when I hurt my back a while back. I thought it was going to take a really long time to get back into CrossFit, like in lifting weights and stuff. And he actually had me come over to his home gym thing and walk through a whole thing of mobility,
He's just
how to like
amazing.
ease my back in. Had a whole program for me. Crazy.
He's good.
Sat me down, walked through the examples in his workout to explain every movement and why the movements were what they
I
were.
kept texting him and I was like, what is 3/ the thing that Brian, what does 3/1 mean? And I was like, if I'm bothering you, please let me know. Like, I don't even know. He
You
was
sent
like,
me
"No."
this free program, and now I have all these questions.
Right.
and
I'm like,
I don't want to be an asshole asking you too many
Right.
questions about it. I get it. Can I, real quick, anecdote maybe? I always say 0 fucks to give. I heard somebody say the other day that somebody was vitamin F deficient.
Vitamin F deficient.
I got to use that at work.
I thought it was hilarious. I just needed to share that real quick.
We forgot to talk about Hangry for Hope.
Dang.
Oh,
about
no.
We're
It
talking
needed
about
its
now.
own segment. It's
Yeah,
not
you're
that
right.
we needed to
The time is
mention it.
now.
Hangry for
It's
Hope
It's time to
fundraiser.
talk about it.
I am excited about this event.
Are you going to be able to be there?
I am going to be there.
Are you going to do your 4-hour run?
I am not going to do a 4 hour. I will come out and run some.
Okay.
I will not run 4 hours.
All right.
I'm just not at that training level at this point.
That's cool.
So I will come run. I will come run some, and I will be there. I mean, somebody's got to be there to put the cold towels on the back of your neck and stuff like that, and make sure that you've got everything you need in your corner to be successful.
You ever seen any old videos of James Brown?
Yeah.
You know how he'll like get it done, and then he'll act like he's out of gas, and he'll have guys come out there with a cape and lead him off the stage, and then right when he gets close to the end of the stage, he'll start getting it again for a little while. That's the way I'm going to get in Gavin's head, and make him think I'm full, and just keep
He's
punching.
not listening right now. And so that is going to happen this weekend.
Why would anybody be listening?
After this episode, before you hear the next episode, that event will have happened.
Hey,
yep.
People are listening. We're in the What's Hot on iTunes thing.
What is up with us getting
reg.
with the What's Hot in iTunes like a lot? That's been great.
I don't know, but I look at it every day, and like at least every other day we're in that What's Hot thing.
I think it's because you changed the titles. I really do.
Maybe.
Something. Or we just got a good podcast. It could be that.
I think that's what it is.
So let's go back to Hungry for Hope for a second, though.
Okay, we have a web page. We have a link to donate.
For those that don't know,
on Saturday, this coming Saturday, July the
20th.
Saturday,
20th.
This one, the 20th.
July 20.
Then
July
we're going to
Saturday.
meet at Tour de Wolf at 6 a.m. And we're going to run for 4 hours or 1 hour or 10 minutes or not at all, whoever just wants
You
to.
and Gavin are getting out there for a bit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Him and Gavin are running 4 hours.
but we're not running together. I mean, I'm
Right.
just going to hang out for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Make yourself as hungry as possible.
That's right. And then we're going to maybe change clothes, kind of, and go to Rizzy's Pizza Cafe in Arlington. And they have some kind of super huge
28-inch
pizza
Yep.
that's only been eaten by 4 people 2 times.
And so the challenge is if you and a friend can eat this pizza in under, is there a time
I
limit?
think it's 45 minutes.
Under 45
I
minutes,
can't
then
remember.
you get the pizza for free, right?
And $50 a
$50.
piece.
And $50 a piece. Okay, so
Hopefully,
so
would
that
go,
is their challenge that they have, and that's kind of why we picked this place. But also, pizza is just a good thing to chow down on after you've run for 4 hours.
Are you and Gavin both going in on the challenge?
correct. Yes.
So y'all are going to eat that pizza.
So if they run out of
right.
pizza, we have to get supplemental pizzas or whatever to
Y'all
see who's going to
probably
win.
There's no doubt in my mind.
I'm tempted to have you guys order 2 of those pizzas.
Yeah. Well, would you give me
Well, there's so
$100?
much
Because-
more. I respect Gavin so much as an eater and as a person. So us together, like as a team, this is kind of
There's
like
no
when
question that
they
you will
formed
eat that
the
pizza
dream team
in that
to
time.
go play basketball. Only Gavin and I are doing the same thing to go eat a big pizza.
It's almost embarrassing for the pizza place.
yeah,
like-
that they have such a small pizza.
How many $50 can you give these people?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they can eat all the pizzas.
If I walk out of there $100 richer as opposed to just 50, then the pizza place is really.
So this challenge was thrown out 6 or 8 weeks ago, and we're doing this as a fundraiser for Chris Hope Foundation.
Yes.
Correct.
And
So-
there is a PayPal link where?
there is.
On the Lift Heavy Run Long Facebook page,
Okay.
and on my personal Facebook page, and in the Lift Heavy Run Long community,
We'll share it.
and
it's getting shared.
for anybody who.
And we'll probably try and do some sort of a live feed, maybe at a couple different points while we're at Rizzy's.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I
just
was looking for my wrestling mask and my cape to make an entrance, but I can't find it.
I can bring you a cape.
Okay.
just to make everybody clear, everybody is welcome to come run during the 4-hour window, whether they want to do an hour or 10 minutes or anything.
Is
They're welcome to
encouraged.
run with Wilson, Gavin, myself, and whoever else is going to come out there. Brian, Vaughn, are you going to come run a little bit?
I don't know. Maybe.
And
Anyway.
eat.
And then you're welcome to, load up and then
I
come
like
and
eating.
eat and cheer them on while they eat. And if you want to do your own 28-inch challenge while you're there. But they will eat, and if they win the $50 a piece, that also goes towards the Chris Hope Foundation.
Right.
Right.
So we were just trying to.
And we're
And Sam will be there with the scale to
Sam's our
measure
ref.
Yeah.
who's. If you want in on the challenge, you can also pay $25. You still got to buy your own pizza, but
donate
$25 entry fee.
Yeah,
And we're
it's a
hoping
donation.
spectators. We're asking for spectators to donate.
Yeah,
to the
spectators
show.
who come, please donate.
$5 be
Yeah,
great.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
If you got $5,
Whatever
Or
you
more.
can-
25
Whatever
bucks if you want your food weighed and to be part of the official competition.
Exactly. But the main event is Wilson Beefcake Horrell versus Mr. Gavin May.
Gavin May.
Do you think that anyone could beat you at pizza eating?
I don't think so. I don't know.
What about Ted?
Honestly,
No.
I mean, I think
Ted's window's closed.
I feel like
He had his
Wilson is my eating hero, right? Like,
That's what I do.
I mean, I feel like I would. Nobody should ever. It's like he's like Thor. Like no one should ever try to get his hammer.
Oh,
You know, like he's got. I'm like, I'm never going to challenge Wilson to an eating contest.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Melissa wants to know what your victory was this week.
My victory was celebrating 8 years of sobriety.
Congratulations.
Wilson,
Happy
that's
birthday.
fantastic.
I didn't know
man.
that.
Yep. Great stuff. And Amanda came with me to pick up my medallion. Melissa Burgess was there. Came and watched me pick up my chip from my 12-step program, and it's just my favorite thing in the world. It's been a tough year for sobriety, but I've made it, and looking forward to the next one.
It's awesome, dude.
What is
Seriously.
tough about it?
It's just sometimes this year's been more challenging. I've just had more times where I've kind of thought like, you know what, this just pisses me off that I can't drink.
Really?
I've been more like off kilter when I'm around alcohol and more like, I think when I first sobered up that being around alcohol was kind of fun because it was like, man, I'm sober. Like I've got this and I'm doing this and this is cool that I can be around it. And the longer I'm sober, the more I'm like, why do I want to be around it if I can't do it? And then I get to thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with you that you can't
Is that a
do
mental
what
strength thing?
everybody else can do? I don't think it's a mental strength thing. I don't think sobriety is a mental strength thing at all. I think that's more of a spiritual thing than it is anything else. Because I tried to mentally strong arm my way into it for 8 years prior, and couldn't do it.
Well, I just mean, and it may be the same answer, but just to clarify, like just the idea that you have struggled mentally more with it, like the why do I need to be around it and all that kind of stuff this year. Do you think that's spiritual as well?
Yeah, I think it's me getting off the track a little bit.
Okay.
I think that the solution is to stay closer to the, what do they say? If you don't get away from the basics, you never have to go back to them.
Right.
And I think that, it's easy to get cocky and it's easy to kind of think that, I'm okay and
I got this and
get
it's
a little
easy
bit
and
less plugged in than I was. And the solution to that is to plug myself back in.
Awesome.
It's not a mystery as to what to do. It's just a matter of doing it like anything else.
like weight loss, like
Yeah, but I'm not, even trying to mess with that.
No, I don't think it's like.
well,
weight
and
loss. I
I'm
think
sorry,
it's-
and that was an oversimplification. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but just based on
No, I feel
based on the analogy he just made,
Yeah.
I was relating it to other things as well.
But when I say difficult, there's been more moments, more challenges, but not difficult in terms of in the scheme of things, in the scheme of like getting sober or what people go through, on a daily basis. It's essentially a bed of roses, but it's been harder this year than it has been in maybe the past 3 years.
Well, good on you for staying strong and figuring it out, bud.
We're
But
all
I
still
wonder
here.
why this year has been so hard.
There's a lot of different people will tell you at different stages of sobriety, kind of, it's an odd thing, kind of things that you can expect that people will see at years, 8 to 10 or 12 to 15 or, 20-year people get with 20-year people and they just start feeling angry or they start feeling complacent, just different kind of patterns come up and down. And that's not to say that this is going to happen when you get here, but I am plugged in, with enough people to where I have folks that are like, yeah, I remember feeling that. And, natural, or it is what it is, and here's what you do. And, I take it very seriously. I take my sobriety very, very seriously.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
And so, if there's a chink in the armor, I want to get the putty to it as quick as I can.
Awesome.
Man,
I think you're good about recognizing it too.
Yeah, I look up to you for that for sure.
I feel that. I feel that from all of you, and it's a big portion of the reason why I do it. If I didn't feel supported, if I didn't feel like people needed it, expected it, or respected it, then I wouldn't do it.
But I've taken a lot from what you're doing into my own personal life. All the things that come with the 12-step programs and things that you've texted me and all that kind of stuff. Like, I wish everybody could do it.
Yeah.
Like everybody, I think, needs to work through those kinds of steps at some point I think it's very similar to like just, I want to be a better person, and I don't want to be a shithead anymore.
Right.
Right. So like, I need to work through these steps to just be a better person. I don't think a lot of people even know about those kinds of things.
I think you're right. And those steps that I use for my program were not, they're not, invented and only by my program. They're used through, I don't know what the number is, but it's hundreds of 12-step programs that they came from the Oxford group that didn't have anything to do with alcohol. They're a Christian-based society.
Oh.
Is where those steps were derived from. So it's not just you got to be messed up in this way to need these steps. I've never met a person that has said, man, I would have been better off having not done those steps. Everybody that does them takes something from them because they're a powerful thing.
Well, you sent me a thing, and the biggest thing that I was looking at in the thing that you sent me was, who have I been pissed off at? And I was like, man, I don't ever get pissed off at anybody. Like, oh, wait a minute, I do.
Yeah, right.
I have to like.
I think you just push that down so much.
I push it down so much where I don't want to make anyone angry. That like when you sent me the thing, I was like, damn, like so and so did make me mad. I did get pissed off about that, but I normally just like go, I'm not mad. I'll do whatever you want.
Yep.
And so that's a very huge learning experience for me. I don't know. I don't want to hijack the whole wherever you were going.
Congrats on 8 years.
Thank you very much.
Yes, there you go.
Thank y'all for y'all's support. It means a lot
Congrats
to me.
on
I
8 years.
can't even tell you. I am loved and encouraged by a lot of people, and I just couldn't do it without that. Hangry for Hope. I want to thank Dan the Man Koloski. Of course, he comes through for LHRL. The man, my dad, Ed Horrell, of course. Steve Wilk, of course. And Crystal Pistol Landers, of course.
Awesome people.
So you can be in the same category with those heroes. You can get closer to that. You can become $20 closer to that. $25, $50. You just never know. But you have to donate to find out how close you can really come.
I have to say, I completely knew about the event this weekend, forgot about it in relation to I need to run Saturday morning. And so I was texting Dawn this week. I was like, hey, what's your playing call for? And she's like, oh, I got to go do such and such. She's like, I'm thinking about going out there and running out there with Wilson and them. And I said, I must have missed a post because I don't know. And she didn't say anything about the run before the Eatathon thing. Like she's just like, yeah, they're going to go out and do Tour de Wolf starting at 6 a.m. And I was like, okay, I guess we can go do that. And it literally wasn't until right here, right now that I was like, oh, that run.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're going to be there. Yeah. Mark Fortune asked me, he said, are you going to try to starve yourself leading up to this race. I mean, up to the eat-a-thon. I was like,
Why
man,
did
I'm
you
just
do
going to
that?
do what I
Yeah.
do. Like,
I don't need to starve
I'm just
myself.
gonna run my race, man.
I'm a pro at this.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I don't need to
It's just another day at the office.
ramp up for eating.
It's just
Well,
another lunchtime.
It's funny for me. I do most of my run training fasted, and so I'm generally like hungry as hell after I'm done running. So, but I don't have 4 hours in me.
I
just
will
don't.
typically not be like I want something to eat right then. I want to get my pizza and get in front of the couch, but I generally don't hammer like a lot of food right when I get done running.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a concern there. Not enough.
But you're going to
for me
have about an hour or so, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you finish
Yeah.
up at 10.
Yeah, and then the adrenaline,
Yeah.
and the fanfare, and once I walk in and the pyrotechnics go off and the crowd goes crazy.
Do we have the helicopter dropping
And
you in by
with
parachute?
fireworks shooting out of my rear end, it'll all come together. We need to talk about Jennifer Smith. You want to hear about Jennifer Smith?
Let's hear it.
She sounds awesome.
The heaviest female to complete a marathon.
That's inspiring, isn't it?
How
Yes.
heavy
In all
is
seriousness?
346 pounds.
What?
Yep.
Yup.
And she ran a marathon?
Damn right. She promised her dad that she would. He passed away.
Wow.
And she handled that business.
That's a big girl.
Yeah, it is. That's badass, man. The biggest one
Previous
ever.
record holder was 288 pounds. Was set in 2017.
Was it a world record?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Well, I mean, it says heaviest female to complete a marathon. I'm assuming so.
She's
Maybe
not
in the United
stopping
States?
there after completing this marathon. She's hoping to
50K.
complete a 50K next year.
Yep, she'd done a 5K. She was upset that they didn't have, shirts big enough to fit her, and started getting other people to run the 5Ks with her, and had gotten up to the furthest she had ran was 8 miles. I don't know. I couldn't understand if she said the furthest she had ran before the marathon was 8 miles. I don't think that was the case, but she had run up to 8 miles and then started training and handled it.
Wow.
It's fantastic, seriously.
And this lady is not 346 pounds, but she might as well be pushing that along with her weight. Mom runs marathon with a triple stroller while pushing 185 pounds.
185 pounds in that stroller between the three kids.
What was her time? It was awesome.
Sub 7:20 pace for 26.2 miles
Yep.
with her 6'4"
What?
and 1-year-old in
Yes.
tow.
She
720
smoked it.
Sub
a mile.
Triple,
720.
triplets.
720 a mile.
3 hours, 11 minutes.
What?
Yep.
That is a Boston
Don't even
Marathon
push a
qualifying
stroller,
time for me.
With
but
pushing.
go just run a mile like that. Just hold your arms
I
up in the air.
cannot do that.
A friend of mine, I pushed Michael Shelton, I pushed Jack. My best friend and I were running. He had his stroller, maybe a double stroller. I think it was just one. But I said, here, we'll swap up. I'll take that. And I ran about 40 yards with it, and he told me to stop, that he was too embarrassed it was just too awkward for him to watch me. It was so hard. Pushing a stroller is so hard. I don't see how anybody does it, let alone for a 720 mile, 26.2 of them.
Man, I tried to run a 3:15 marathon. That's really fast.
Did you go out once for a 3:15 marathon?
Yeah.
Woo!
I was trying to qualify for Boston.
Oh, that's right.
I made it halfway,
Yeah.
which is a pretty awesome feat.
Yeah.
It's like a 7:13 pace for a half marathon.
Jeez.
And then I stopped, and then I broke down after that, and
So
I still ran a pretty good marathon, but I didn't qualify. But man,
Yeah.
if you can push a stroller, I don't even understand how that works.
she now holds the Guinness World Record for the fastest half marathon with a 3-person stroller, and it hasn't been certified yet, but this will be a Guinness World Record for the full marathon. The previous record, she ran in 3:11. The previous record was 4:06.
Whoa.
Like,
No
she
kidding. Oh, man.
blew it away.
Holy moly!
I bet marathon investigator guys like looking
Oh,
at
he's
her
like,
times. He's trying to.
I bet she cheated.
He's gonna
55
blow this one out
minutes.
of the
That's a
water.
massive
Her kids
amount.
weigh
Huge.
130 pounds total between the three of them, which brings the total roughly to 185 pounds when you take the weight of the stroller into
That
account.
is a badass right there.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, she's teeny tiny too.
She's 35 years
crazy.
old. Wow. It's amazing. Amazing.
Y'all know who Hunter McIntyre is?
I feel
Sounds like a
I-
country music
I
singer.
feel like I
It
do.
does sound like it does.
I feel like I know who that is.
He is the OCR champion. Like
Okay.
won it however many years in a row, and he got the wild card, got wild carded
Yes.
in
He's
to
going
the
to the CrossFit Games.
CrossFit Games.
Yes.
Okay,
I do
yeah.
know who that is.
Wait, is that still a thing? I'm just playing.
It's going to be a thing in like a week.
CrossFit Games
Yeah.
is still a thing.
Well,
so, in all
he's the
serious-
reason that it's a thing for me. He's what's caught my attention. Sam Renfro posted about him
Sure.
in the Lift Heavy Run Long community, and now I'm interested in him.
Interesting side note about the game. So, I think we talked about this maybe last week or at least sometime recently about how there's been like zero social media buzz from CrossFit HQ about the games and all that kind of stuff. Rogue announced today they've got this brand new live show, and it's launching at the CrossFit Games, and it's got all of the old media people like Shawn Woodland,
really?
like all the old
Look at
media
that.
people
That's
are
awesome.
picked up by Rogue, and they are doing the live,
Oh,
the
sweet.
live like event streaming of the games, and I imagine it's going to be a new spin on what we all knew and loved about the CrossFit Games
Well-
and the personalities that were there and that kind of thing.
Barbell Shrugged is doing a thing, the 1 ton challenge, which at the games they're doing like this.
Oh, at the games.
Yeah, they're going to the games and doing this event called the 1 ton challenge, where if you can squat, press, clean and jerk 1,000 pounds or what is it, a ton? 2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
2,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds. Like they're going to have this big event at the games. So I feel like people are capitalizing on
Yeah.
like, hey, the CrossFit Games kind of sucks now. We're gonna make some awesome shit happen at the games
As well, they should be.
right?
And I
so-
think that whole did we talk about this or did I read it somewhere that the whole point of the barbell shrug thing is that it's easy for a lot of these power lifters, like in 2 or 3 lifts, to do 2,000 pounds worth of weight. But the fact that they're throwing the Olympic lifts in
Right.
it's actually requiring like you need to not just be muscular, you got to actually be able to move and
Yeah, for
do some
sure.
of these things. So
Yeah. So I'd love to go up there and see that. I can't, but I think it's going to be a fun event.
you should have just
I
hung
think-
out in Canada until this month. And
Right.
What was the app that you were looking at today that you said had the CrossFit?
Oh, Trifecta's pulled over a lot of CrossFit articles and
Nice.
stuff. I've noticed they've adopted more and more CrossFit. It's more CrossFit-y.
cool.
Well, there's blood in the water. But you got people like Rogue and Barbell Shrugged who have been big players in it for all along. So that's legit, and it's great to see that. It's great to see somebody.
I think
come in and do
ultimately that's
something.
part of. I mean, I don't know, but I think that's got to be part of Glassman's vision. Is that there
I
were
feel
so
like it
many
is.
qualified people
Yeah.
out there that could do it. Why should he spend his money doing it when there's other people that are passionate about it, want to do it, and they can also help their business while they're doing the thing that that he was paying
That's a
a
really
lot of
good
money
point.
to do.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be part of the bigger, and maybe it's just a side effect that he didn't plan on, but still, CrossFit's going to benefit from, and all of these not subsidiaries, but all these ancillary businesses.
It's funny
that exist.
because when I worked for Barbell Shrugged, we were like an enemy of CrossFit. We'd always get like messages from CrossFit, y'all got to stop doing this shit. Like you can't do this, you can't do that. And so now, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're having an event at the CrossFit Games.
I never really knew
like-
where Barbell Shrugged stood with CrossFit because it seemed like that. I remember watching them give like open tips and things like that, but I didn't know if Barbell Shrugged had a problem with CrossFit or if CrossFit had a problem with Barbell
I think
Shrugged.
it was like you can't say this certain thing in the
Uh-huh.
podcast or whatever. Stop saying this and stop saying that.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember there being a problem with CrossFit and doing the podcast. But now it's like, oh, we're going to go do an event at the games. Like, I don't know if CrossFit is. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I don't know if they're encouraging them to do it, but now you have an event at the games, you know.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's very cool.
Man, Barbell Shrugged they've met some really cool people and done some really cool things.
For sure.
I mean, when you can say you busted up in NASA and got to look at their training techniques, that's pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet. All right, so back to Hunter McIntyre. So he's wild carded into the CrossFit Games, and all these people are like, man, he didn't put in the work. Like, he doesn't deserve that. Like, he shouldn't be there. As if somebody says, hey, man, we're just going to let you in, you're going to be like, I didn't put in the work, man.
What would they say if he won?
Well,
You know,
it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the guy's clearly an athlete. I mean, he's won. His resume is fat. I was reading it 5 minutes before we went on the air. That's as much as I know about him.
All right.
But the guy seems like he's a cool guy, a funny guy, a likable guy, and a very competitive guy too.
My thing is, you have to be really strong to win the CrossFit
Yeah,
Games.
that sounds
And I
like
don't
it's a problem.
That's why I was asking Sam, who posted in our group, how strong is he? You know, because you got to be really freaking strong.
Yeah.
If you're going to win the CrossFit Games.
And it sounds
If
like
you're
that's
gonna-
been addressed, you know, and that will be an Achilles heel if he's got to go straight into some, you know, strong Olympic lift type
Yeah, if
stuff.
there's any kind of 1 rep maxes, he's probably going to get
Yep.
get owned.
I remember when I worked at Barbell Shrugged, we had a program called Road to Regionals, and I was like, I'm going to do that program. And I called Mike on the first day of the workout. I called Butzo, and I was like, man, I can't lift 225. I can't do this. I can't power clean 225. He's like, you're not going to the games. I was like, oh.
Damn it. That was mean.
He was like, this program is not for you. I was like, oh,
Wow.
okay.
How many people you think signed up for their Road to Regionals program?
At least 300,
Really?
if I had to say.
And then squat the house, same kind of numbers?
Lots of
Yeah.
numbers. Hundreds of people.
Man, number one podcast in the world for
At one point,
4
yeah.
years, 3 years. That's impressive. So Hunter McIntyre is the world champion obstacle course racer, was named one of the top 50 fittest athletes by Sports Illustrated in 2017. He's been the undefeated champion of Broken Skull Ranch for 3 years, the OCR world champion 6 times, and OCR national champion 4 times. He's also the 2017-2018 Tough Mudder X undefeated champion. Bring it on, they are scared, is what he says.
I apologize if I apologize if you covered this, but what did he do that he got wild carded into the games? Like, was that just an HQ decision, or did he do well in the open, and like he was slot
He
number
did- I don't
10,
think-
and
I
like
don't
the
think he
other
did
9
well
people
in the
were either
open,
in?
no.
I think it was just all that stuff that he
So
did.
somebody HQ.
I
just
don't know. The answer is I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I'm just curious, like what he did to get wild carded in.
He did not do well in the open, because I read that on Reddit. He
They
didn't
said
do-
that-
So did he like? I mean, I'm guessing did he take third at some like sanctional event?
I think
I don't-
he,
I don't
I
know
think
that
he
he
did
did that.
well at a lot of OCR events.
Okay.
And
So somebody picked him.
Yeah,
Somebody handpicked him, and
That's what I think.
I'm totally okay with that. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Why not?
That's the
Yeah.
whole definition of the wild card that they were talking about, that they could pick anybody anywhere to be a wild card.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem is you show up and do well at the games. You know, you get the wild card, they could give it to me, and I would do terrible. You know, so
Well, obviously they think that he'll be able to compete, or that, I mean,
Hopefully.
they wouldn't. I don't think it's a case of inviting him to watch him fail.
Right.
So
but what I
It's not like,
Like
in
the
the Barkley
Barkley.
Marathon,
That's what I was
the
thinking
human
too.
sacrifice, where they bring the person
Well-
specifically, and the person goes specifically to fall on their face. Like, yeah, I'll do that.
But is it a case where they're inviting a bunch of people from different,
He's not the
Areas.
singular wild card, so there's
Right.
there's more than one, but I don't know how many.
and so we're
can't
going to see
remember.
a
There's
lot of
not
people?
many.
Are we going to see a lot of people from different areas in the CrossFit Games with the wild card thing
it'll be
getting
interesting.
smoked by Rich Froning or whoever? You know.
Well, it'll make it fun. I mean, so there's 150 people in there, 4 of which I may know by name that I care to watch, which I probably won't remember to do because I'll be becoming a pizza eating champion. And so then you throw in a wild card, and it makes it worth watching, keeping up with. So good for them. He said, one of his quotes said, "I don't mind getting my ass beat. I love challenges. I think this is a great opportunity for myself to reassess who I am as a person, define myself as a person, and reinvigorate my career. I have a list of names of people that I think about. They're all there, and they've all talked trash about me, but I'm coming."
Holy crap.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
I like him.
I love
Yeah,
that.
He's not
Just-
backing down.
Yeah.
I,
I don't mind getting my ass beat.
wow, I never heard that.
You got to be a tough motherfucker to get out there and win all that OCR stuff
Of course you do.
and Broken Skull Challenge.
Is that the Stone Cold Steve
I believe so.
Austin,
It is. Did he win the
reality
Broken
show?
Skull thing?
He's like 4 years undefeated champion.
Yeah.
Or 3
No
years.
way.
He's been the undefeated champion of Broken Skull Ranch for 3 years.
3 years.
Oh.
The OCR World Champion 6 times and OCR National Champion 4 times.
Wow.
So he's a bad joker.
No kidding.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, we need to have him on this show. Can we bring him in this studio?
Guess what?
What?
We're out of time.
No,
Aw.
we're not.
We're pretty close.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
I need to do a shout out to Charlotte really quick.
Okay.
Burgess. Hi, Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte, she watching?
I'm assuming so because her mom's listening.
She
She's
needs to
watching.
get over here and sit in the chair.
Oh, yeah,
if she,
she's wanting to come watch.
if she would like to, she can come and mic up. Put
Tell
the
us
headset
about
on.
Yeah,
Charlotte.
Charlotte, you can come and sit down.
It's Melissa Burgess's
Little
daughter.
girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, look
She's
at
one of
that.
our biggest fans.
Oh. She's welcome anytime.
Melissa, bring Charlotte. We'll put Charlotte on the mic. Do it up. Anything else?
You forgot to read all the 5-star reviews that we've got waiting.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not
Nobody
even gonna
gives
look.
a shit anymore. They're
No,
like,
they
"Oh,
don't.
screw it."
I'm not. I can't even bring myself to look because I looked yesterday and there weren't any.
We do not need your 5.
We don't want your 5-star
Whatever
review.
you do not go leave a 5-star review.
We're taking it down.
We don't want them. We hate Apple anyway.
Yep.
So
There's not
we
even
don't
a section
need-
to do it for
mean,
us.
it's
Just
done.
us. You can leave one for anybody else, but not us because we
Yes.
took it down. Go see for yourself. Thirsty had to get in there and perform an algorithm to yank it out computer electronically.
Go leave a review for Run Live or whoever that is.
I've been on that podcast.
I know you. That's why I brought them up because they're always.
But say something
in the-
nice about me on his podcast. Lift Heavy Run Long, number 154 is in the books.
Peace.